Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Robert's Train Set again. And as you've seen, I've been buying another box from R.o.S of Sheffield. And you saw me in the photos, unpacking it from the plastic. I'm filming this on Saturday the 1st of October, which is basically the day after I uploaded my last R.o.S scale bargain video, and it's doing really well. In the about 13-14 hours it's been up, it's actually outpaced my last running session, which has been up over 2 weeks. So I don't think I shall be doing another running session like that. There was a hell of a lot of work in that, and yeah, not really happy on the views it got. But I do thank everybody that did watch it and comment. So I've had a few comments on the R.o.S scale ones, and a lot of it was on the plumbing problems I've got. And all I'll say to that, thank you very much for taking an interest in that. And yes, it's always a bit of a worrying time when you've got problems at home, isn't it? But I guess need to be sorted, and it's no good getting in a tiswas, is it? But there were quite a few suggestions on alternative things to combi boilers, I would say. But the attraction of the combi boiler for me is lower prices. Now, today is when in the UK, all the gas and electricity prices shot up again. So basically, the only thing that's been done, as the media is trying to make out to everybody, is it's only the price that you pay for each unit that's been capped. If you use more units, you will pay more money. Though I'm lucky and I've got quite a small house and I live by myself, and I'm quite economical anyway. And my bills are going to be nowhere near the average, whatever that is, price that they've quoted. But yes, they are going up, and I'm on a pension, so yeah, you do have to watch it. So I think this parcel might well be my last for a little while, and just see how things pan out, really, which is a sensible thing to do, I would think, you would think. But the advantage of my combi boiler, if I get it, and I'm still awaiting a price on today, on the 1st of October, is I'm going to lose the tank up in the cupboard upstairs in the bedroom, the one that's leaking, and that's going to give me more room. And that'll give me more room to store boxes or models or whatever. So that's a big gain. And yes, I sort of lose the airing cupboard, and I'll show you a picture of it. But there'll still be pipe work up there, so I will get some heat from the pipes as they're being used. So hopefully it'll still work. I'm going to lose the tank in the loft, or 2 tanks in fact in the loft. Now, I don't know about the smaller one, but the bigger one is made of asbestos, so you can't break it up to get it through the hatch, because I think it's slightly too big to go through. But again, if I tip that on end, dry it and put some lining around it, I can put boxes in there, because I'm running out of room for the boxes. So it's all gain a bit, and also hopefully the combi boiler will be more efficient and save me money on my gas, and my electricity, hopefully. So there we go. So I am looking forward to having all the work done. I'm a bit apprehensive on what's got to be done, but it's got to be done. So we'll get it sorted. So that's that on that bit. So what have we got? A box of bits, really. What I'm going to do this time, I've got the box down here with the bits in, and they're all still in their boxes, basically. But I'll show you down here on each one, and after each one, we'll go up in the loft, and I'll explain why I've bought it, take it out of the wrapping, and we'll have a look at it, and hopefully you like that. So let's make a start, shall we? And just before we start, I would like to thank, I did have one new subscriber that came on for the last one, to thank him or her, albeit I had lost 3 in the week before, but there we are, swings and roundabouts. But I'm still doing okay, I'm happy with subscribers. So let's start with the first one, and it's not an Acura scale this time, it's a Bachmann, and it's that. And if I hold the end of the box up, you might be able to read it. Now I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't see whether that is focused or not. But I will take a photograph just in case it's not. There we are. And as you saw, this is one of these sort of, an auto coach, which basically is a bit like the DBSOs that they're selling now for £127, which I'm not going to pay. I do have one of those, which I think I paid £77 for quite a few years ago, and I'll stick with that one. So why do I want that? Well, when we go up in the loft, you'll see. So there's the first one. Well, everybody, so here's our Bachmann auto trailer, BR, in the crimson and cream, as you can see, and it's a nice looking coach, isn't it? I was surprised to see that there are actually pickups on the wheels of this, which is quite interesting. And yeah, so what have I got this for? So we'll move the camera and see the next shot. So everybody, we've got the Ginty sitting in the small terminal station, so Roberts Halt North, and as you will realise if I pan along slightly, we usually have the 101 DMU sitting here, don't we? Well, that's been allocated a space in the big fiddle yard, and I thought, what preceded the DMU, or its like, or its ilk? And I think it would have been a push me pull you, wouldn't it? And I've done a push me pull you before with the loco between 2 carriages. Well, I can't get that in this bay platform, so I've decided for this. So I'll get this running. It's on a route, and I'll just get this running away a bit. So I'll be back in a minute. So as you can see, the little Ginty and its carriage has finally arrived at Roberts Halt South Terminal Station, which is where it was meant to go, doing the route that you've seen before. Now if I just pan up a little bit and back to the right, what have we got in the North Terminal Station? And yes, we've got our new carriage with the N7 at the head. So let's get this one going, shall we? So as it disappears behind the post, what will happen next? So everyone, it's stopped here. The N7 with its little carriage stopped here. Why? Probably because there's a train in the station there. So let's have a closer look, and yes, it's the Ginty. the N7 won't come in until this one leaves. So let's do that now. Well, as we can see, the jint is stopped. This is allowing the N7 train to go into the station. As the N7 goes into the station, the jinty carries on to Station North. So picking up the jinty train in its later stages, let's follow it into the station, hopefully. As it disappears behind the post, there we are. So, if you're wondering if the filming went as smoothly as it looks on here, it didn't. So watch at the end of the video and I'll show you all the hassles that I had to get this. Cheers. So now we'll go on to the next set of items. So the next bit is a lot of envelopes. A lot of envelopes. And these are basically the KD couplers. Now I've bought various sizes this time. Last time I bought them all, the biggest ones I could, because I didn't quite know how it would work. But this time I've sort of gone for a few more. So I've tried to buy, well, I thought I bought 3 of each size that I chose, but I obviously didn't update one of them and I only got one, but we'll have to see how we go. So we'll take them up. I also at the same time thought I'd buy a few more of the, when I can find them. I've got a couple of the uncouplers that go between the rails, so I'll put some of these around. And then if I put these kgs in the loco and the first carriage or truck, I can uncouple them, which I quite enjoy doing. Whether it'll work in high trains, maybe not. I don't think I've got that amount of control on it. But you can always get it near and then do a hand one, can't you? You know, a manual one. So I'll probably do that. We'll see how we go. Although into the terminal station, the big one, not the small one, because it's too short anyway. You know, if I set it so it stopped right on that loco, then yes, you could do it. And if you've got the little, you can use the function that does it backwards and forwards, yes, that would probably work. So, as you saw downstairs, we had the uncoupler, didn't we, in the box? And there's one there. And what I like about these ones is that they are thin enough to actually be just sat on the sleepers. The one in the station on the long station, I had to cut the sleepers out a bit to get it to go at the right height, and it's still there, it is stuck in. Now this is only held in with blue tack because I'm not going to have them on the main line because you'll probably get trains derailing, uncoupling. So as you saw, I got a selection of these, and these happen to be the short ones, which are very short. And if I bring the train in that you can hear in the background, I'll show you what I've got. And yes, this will please Neil from Northern France, who he likes his R.o.S. So I got my DB08 out, been in the cupboard a long time, and I've always had one of the couplings on this all the time, but I've put one at each end now. And if I bring the wagons in, and stop it over the uncoupling ramp. So I'll show you the train. So selection of my wagons that I did have these on with the KDs because they were always falling off, if you remember. So this allows me to do a run around, and what we'll do, and also unbelievably this is all manual. I'm doing this all manually. The loco is actually as a train, but it's not, any of this is automatic. It's me doing it with the controls. So we just reverse up a little bit. That'll do. Then go forward. Should leave the trucks behind. There we are. So it worked really, really well. So the R.o.S is now going around to my crossovers round in this bend. And I better slow it down. Ready? Twiddle the points, click one and they both change into reverse. And away we go. We could get a bit of speed up here, couldn't we? If that's such thing with an R.o.S shunter. And here we come. So I've stopped the R.o.S here, and we'll switch the points. As I say, if you click one, the other one changes, and we'll get her on the way. We'll bring it to a halt. Change direction. Switch the points. Number two. And we'll couple up again. Goes off in the opposite direction. So trains come into the sidings here, and interestingly the buffers did touch as it went over one of my tight Hornby points, so maybe a slightly longer coupling would be required. I think one of these is long and one is short or extra long, so probably a medium, which of course I haven't got many of because I only sent one packet. And just refreshing on that, I've got these lovely little Hornby wagons, open wagons, but of course I can't use it with these because we've got the fixed in decouplings, but they are screwed, so you can buy these type of couplings that probably just screw in place, but whether I will do that or not, I don't know. These don't seem to have a trouble with derailing, so maybe not. So just panning down the length of the N7 train with the new carriage. Looks rather nice, I think. I think I will detail this end, take the coupling out and put the pipes and everything. We did get a little accessory bag, but I'm going down this end because this is where we've got this other uncoupler, which is a KD, but as I said, this was a lot thicker, but I do notice it's a lot narrower, so swings and roundabouts. The other ones are a lot wider, and if you don't position them exactly right between the rails equally, they can cause problems. Now I'm only using blue tack at the moment, so they do move, but I will eventually glue. And I think what I'm going to do is one pack, so 2 of these, I'm going to glue along here. And then it gives me a very wide area to uncouple my trains if I want to. And the ones that remain, depending on how many that is, I think 4, I'll put them up here. I did used to have some Hornby ramps, which is what those little posts are for. So I think I will glue 1 of each into there, and that will allow me to run a train in, uncouple the loco and then take them out the other way, which will help. Although you can reverse the trains, it doesn't always go well, as we know. We're near enough on the last now, so I don't know what you're going to think of this lot. As you know, I've got Hornby signals, haven't I? Hornby colour signals that work, and I was really surprised that they would work through iTrains, but they do. On auto mode, they go red and green as required. But I've also got some Hornby Ceramore signals, haven't I? You know, the old-fashioned type. But of course they're manual, they don't work. So I've treated myself really to a couple of these. You know, the dipole signals. Now these are the southern region. Why I chose southern region, I don't know. I don't quite like them when they go down to let you go rather than up to let. So these should go up, which I prefer. What surprises me is how small they are. The Hornby ones are going to be gigantic over these, so I have to see how we go. So I've only bought 2, and to actually use these, as far as I know, you need another little bit of kit. So this is Train Tech, which is what I got when I clicked on the dipole one for their control thing, and I think they're doing it with Train Tech. And these Train Tech are now apparently owned by Gauge Master, which I think is sort of Bachman a bit, isn't it? I don't know. I must admit to being a little bit apprehensive whether I've bought the right sort of stuff here, but I'll go more into it up in the loft. Okay, so I think, you know, that's about it down here. All I've got now is bubble wrap in the box and the bill. And to do this all round the layout would be rather expensive, because these are sort of about £27 each, which isn't bad, I suppose. But this is 31, and it'll only control those 2 signals, so it would get rather expensive, I think. I'm sure there are other ways of doing it, but this to me seems to be the easiest, and I'm hoping it'll work. We'll have to see. If the worst comes to the worst, I'll have to have a push button to work them manually and just push them as needed. But I would like them to work in iTrains. So I thought I'd get my new set of rolling stock running with the Hornby Class 66 while we go on to the last part. And it is, of course, my acquisition of these new signals. I have taken one out of the box. It's quite a bit of involved packaging, otherwise I could just cut a bit of the card away and take it out and back, but not at all. You've got to split it completely. And I did comment how small they are. And here's our signal out. And if you don't know, you drill a hole, and the black bit where my thumb is with the nut goes through the hole, and then you tighten it up so that it's sitting there nice and firmly, but not over tight, just finger tight. So if I put it up against the signal that is over here, and maybe panning a little bit, there we are. So you can see, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? You know, it's sort of half the height. So as I've now unpacked one of these packs, I've obviously got the instructions out from them, and the ones for the signal are fairly short, really, but they do give all the information you need, I think. But the little control unit, which is still in the box, but I have unwrapped it. These are fairly comprehensive, and having read through them, I'm reasonably confident that what I want to happen will happen. And on the back of this is all the different things that they do, which is quite amazing, actually. Quite a number of different items. Well, we must get rid of the instructions so that we don't block the view of the Hattons the view of the Hornby coming through. It's a shame that Hattons and Hornby are the same letter, isn't it? You tend to get them mixed up. So as for placement for these, as the train goes past my Stella R.o.S tunnel, I think I'm going to try and get one here. I think having a signal into this station would be useful. But it all depends on what's underneath, and as long as the board is feasible to use, you know. And as you can see, the cable isn't particularly long, and although you can extend it by and have a metre worth, they say, it might be fortuitous not to. So for the other signal, I will have to choose another spot, which as yet I've not decided on. We seem to have stopped here before going into the station. So what's going on here? Well, I think it might be something to do if we pan round. We have a train in the platform, don't we? So perhaps if I get this back to the North Station, Ginty, we'll end up with it all working nicely. Let's have a go. I haven't got the sound on the Ginty, because I want you to hear me. Oh, we should go out the other way. There we are. And hopefully it should stop at the station here, or before. I think we might have a problem here. Look, that hasn't worked very well, has it? Oh, oh, oh! Let's go out a little bit, and we'll take the R.o.S across. You'll be watching this after Gets. I'm hoping Gets will go well. Be nice to meet the YouTubers, some from last year hopefully, and some new ones. And as I said in the last one, I had my badge on, but whether that instilled anybody to come up and actually talk to me, I don't know. I had a couple last year, so it's possible. We'll see. I hope you've enjoyed going through these. And I obviously will do some sort of video on putting these signals in, I think. Might be worth it. Because again, I put into YouTube, you know, fitting dipole signals to work with iTrains, and nothing really came up. So, yeah. So with the last look at the Hornby 66 and its trains, along with the R.o.S and its train, in the small video, I'll bid you bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and watch out the next one. Cheers, everybody. Bye.